Never met Rebekah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I've never met the young lady.
Let me finish. People, there's no such thing as normal in life, and the people, they lie when they lie about things. Guess what's the number one thing that people lie about? Sex. Right. That's something that's very private, right? Even the President of the United States, right, is lying about sex.
Yeah.
Right. Because you know what? People are married, people are in relationships, people, they keep that, right? They have secret relationships, they have friends with benefits, they have these things, they keep them under wraps. And so, you know, they're going to do tests on, it's normal to do tests, they look for DNA, those type of things and stuff. And then so when people have sex or anything like that, it's normal to have a transfer of DNA, right?
Yeah.
And so that explains that. So, you know, that's why, and it's good, you know, I'm just saying, if you had an affair with her or something, it was on the down low, nobody knew about it, it was just, I understood she liked marijuana, she's a party girl, she's a college student, young girls are like exploring men, they're like finding their sexuality, young men, like to party, they get tired or whatever, and then, you know, people cheat on their wives or boyfriends and they don't want anybody to find out. So that's what I was asking you, is that maybe you, I don't know this, that's why I have to ask you.
No.
So that way, if your DNA was on her, inside her or something, we would have an explanation for that, right? Right. So you never had a secret?
No, no.
Okay, good, perfect. So there'd be no reason they would find your DNA on or in her or anything like that. Good, perfect. All right, how about, now I know sometimes people, it's sex again, right? You know, would there be a reason that anybody else had sex with it? You know she was having an affair on Casey, or because you know sometimes it's a jilted lover, right? And we need to explore that, right?
What the podcast and all that. Now all the stuff that I'm saying is what I've heard, or you know what I've.
Or was she having a thing for a young man like her brother or something, right?
No, he's 15 years old.
Hey, how many times have you seen on the internet, on TV, we had some gal who's older who's having sex with a young man, right?
A lot. You know,
right?
And some of these teachers, it's like, you know, that they're fine. It's like, why didn't that happen to me?
Right, that stuff happens. That's Mother Nature, right? And so,
Grandma
that happens, man. If you know, because you know, quite often when people, something happens, it's because they know each other, right?
Yeah.
So, and people sometimes they hurt each other because it's a marriage on the rocks. It's a secret, whatever. A guy gets jealous, whatever, kills the girl, whatever. Did you know she had a secret lover out there that?
All I know is what I've read and what I've heard in the podcast was that she was still dating her ex and all that stuff.
Who's her ex? Did you tell Mike that?
No.
Okay, well that's important to know, right?
That, you know, but I'm just reading and, you know, what was on the podcast and all that stuff, that a guy named, I think Justin, a week prior, and all that stuff, so.
Okay.
So that I don't know, that I know Grandpa said that Casey would hang out with a rough crowd.
Okay.
And then that, and then when I found out about marijuana and all that stuff, I told Jeremy to stay away from it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what do you think, Mike? Why do you think they sent him here from Mark? What do they want to know? They want to know if you caused the death of Rebekah Gould. How would you answer that question?
How would I answer that?
Yes.
That, you know, how can you do something when you're in another location?
Okay. Perfect.
When you're at a U-Haul place or you're with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. Okay.
And all that stuff.
Okay. So, yeah, I think that's the question that I think Mike, I'll have to talk to him, see if he wants to even ask you that question, right? I think he's going to tell me, hey, I think, you know, he wants to know, you know, are you the one responsible for Rebekah's death, right? And so if they were to ask you that on the exam, what would your answer be?
No.
Okay,
no.
perfect. And are you 110% positive?
Yes.
Perfect. You know, you're not going to have a problem passing the test. If, you know, if you didn't do it, you didn't do it, and then we'll just go through the process, and that's what they want to know, right? It's fairly simple, right?
Yeah, that everybody's doing tests to kind of clear them and all that stuff.
Yeah. And so, they know it's a homicide, right? That Rebekah was a victim of homicide. What are some of the ways that one would be a victim of a homicide? What was your understanding of what happened to her?
All I knew that she was missing and stuff when the cops came to Texas.
Okay. All right. And was that the first?
No, we were told by Grandpa that the young lady was missing.
Okay.
right before we left and all that stuff on a Tuesday, because Mom called Grandpa and sat there and said Casey might be having a party, because Casey was known to have a party.
Hang out with the wrong people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Mom calls Grandpa. Grandpa goes over there and finds out that the young lady, Rebekah, is missing.
Okay.
So that when we left technically up there and was heading home, you know, we knew that she was missing. It wasn't until later we found out that she was murdered and stuff.
Okay. When did you find out that she was murdered?
It wasn't until later.
Okay. When you say later, what does that mean?
Once
a day?
Grandpa, no, not a day. All
Okay.
that stuff. It was Grandpa told us, you know, that.
What was that?
Maybe a week or 2 weeks.
Okay.
You know,
right.
that, you know, that he said, you know, that the young lady was missing and then found murdered.
Mm-hmm. And so, what do you think happened to her?
I don't really know.
Okay.
If you want hearsay or what.
Well, yeah, what are you hearing? Because sometimes that
you know,
gives
the
us clues, right?
podcast
Gives
is
a
all
direction.
stuff. I'm not totally for sure, you know.
Okay. All right. So, in terms of when somebody is a victim of a homicide, what are the ways that people can be a victim of a homicide? It could be what? What are some of the ways?
From, like, gunshot.
A gunshot? All right, gunshot, that's one. Okay, what's another way?
Gunshot, stabbing.
A stabbing?
You
Okay.
know, beat to death, you
Okay.
know, strangulation.
Strangulation.
I don't know, you're an officer, you need to help me with something.
Yeah, you were like, you could be a detective, right? Because you got like the four, right? I think the only thing you missed was like drowning, right? Drowning, stabbing, shooting, beating, you know, either with like on the floor, against the wall, or with an object. And then one thing that we didn't talk about is like an accident, right? I mean, because accidents happen, right? I mean, sometimes they happen in the most weirdest way. And so I think sometimes when something traumatic happens, people get scared, right? And then they do things they wouldn't normally do. So that all kind of factors in there, but those are some of the ways that, you know, those things can happen, all right? And so, did you do any of those things?
No.
Are you positive?
Positive.
Perfect. That's what I want to know, right? You're 100% positive. That's what we'll ask you on the exam. And so, I'm going to show you a little something here. So, I think a good question to ask on the exam is, did you cause Rebekah Gould's death?
No.
Right? All right. And so, you see in the middle is a little box that says cause Rebekah Gould's death, and then it says intentional or accidental. And I'm going to read these boxes to you, right? So when I say, you know, if I ask you, did you cause that woman's death, I'm asking you if you shot Rebekah causing her death, your answer would be?
No.
Okay. And we'll go to the next box. It says you struck Rebekah with an object causing her death. What would your answer be?
No.
And then if I add, you caused Rebekah's death, and the box is,
No.
did you slam Rebekah against something causing her death?
No.
Okay. Did you strangle Rebekah causing her death?
No.
Okay. Did you asphyxiate Rebekah causing her death?
No.
Did you drown Rebekah causing her death?
No.
Or you stabbed Rebekah causing
No.
her death? Or you shot Rebekah causing her death?
No.
Okay. So when I ask you, did you cause Rebekah's death, we're talking about all these things, all right? And the answer is
No.
perfect. How hard is that to answer that question?
Not hard at all.
Right? That's the test, right? That's that. There's some other questions we're going to ask. We're going to go over those. That's what people. That's what.
So
I
that's
think.
how many questions there?
No, just one question, right? So when I ask you, did you cause her death, right? I'm talking about all those things. So when I ask you that, that's what that means, right? Did you cause her death, right? The answer is no. I'm seeing you. You're calm. You're cool, collected. You're not don't have that anxiety, the nervousness, right? Because we're talking, right?
Yeah.
And I'm explaining to you all the little details.
And better understanding and all that stuff. You're making it a lot easier and all that stuff because I'm thinking the worst that, you know, I'm innocent and I come in here and take a lie detector test and hypothetically I fail. My thought, jail.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna.
No, but I'm just telling you
that's normal.
you know, I've never been in trouble and all that stuff. You know, it devastated me when I got arrested and all that stuff that one time.
Yeah.
But that was later down the road, you know, and I proved that that was a lie.
Okay.
And then the same thing with the other thing. But like I said, you know, I think the worst,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. No, I'm glad that you feel better. Like I said, I think have you been understanding completely since you
I
started?
believe so.
All right. Is there anything that I did that you don't understand? You're good to go?
I'm good to go.
All right, so keep on going with the process. So we're here to talk about the death of Rebekah Gould as we discuss these issues. Understand there's a difference between allegations and the facts that are known to be true. I don't know if you did this or not. If you didn't do this, you're not going to have a problem passing the test. As I ask you questions, I only do this as an effort to understand what happened. Do not think I'm challenging your credibility. All right. So I have to ask you these questions. See which ones apply to you. Do you know who for sure committed Rebekah's homicide?
I'm not for sure.
Who do you suspect?
I always suspected the neighbors because Grandpa always had issues with them. And then Grandpa or Mom told me that Grandpa said the neighbors were peepers. And
so you think it's the neighbors?
Meaning the peepers would be like a peeping Tom. And
so you suspect it's the peepers?
That's how Grandpa said it, you know, to Mom, peepers.
Do you suspect them? I mean, usually...
They just, to me, that, you know, you sit there and they're constantly, like, watching everybody coming and going there, you know, and then in the podcast and all that stuff, or in the newspaper, they sat there and said on Sunday night they were screaming.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And my thought is if somebody's screaming, you would call the cops.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think it's the peeper neighbors?
I believe it's the neighbors.
You
and all
suspect
that stuff. I suspect because of all the stories Grandpa has said.
It's the you know what their names are?
The Tegans, I think. Tegan. I think it's Tegans. I might be wrong.
Okay. Has anybody talked to him?
He said that they talked to him and all that stuff.
The Tegans.
But, you know, my thing is like like T.
T-E-A?
Yeah, it's like a T, yeah.
Tegans. All right.
Tegans.
All right. Did you have any involvement in the death of Rebekah Gould?
No.
Okay. Do you know who physically caused the death of Rebekah Gould?
No.
Okay. Did you physically cause the death of Rebekah
No.
Gould? No. Why wouldn't you?
I don't know the young lady.
Okay. So investigators want to know a couple of things from me. They want to know, what do you think they want to know? They want to know, did you do this, right?
Yeah.
Did you cause the death of Rebekah Gould? And the answer is
No.
Are you the type of person that would do something like that?
No.
Okay, I'm getting that. So have to ask.
And then if there's somebody that I knew did it, I'd drag their ass or beat their ass. I'd go to jail for beating them and then drag them to the cops.
Yeah.
And
Because you have a daughter, right?
And I have kids.
You have a daughter, and you know what? She was somebody's daughter,
Yeah.
right? And
I got 4 daughters and a son.
4 daughters?
Yeah.
You got 4 shotguns, right? Right?
ARs.
ARs. You got to have shotguns, right? That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So that's important. I have to ask you other questions on the exam. See if you fit the profile of somebody who would do something like this. So we're going to come up with some other questions. So what type of person are you? A violent person? Do you think about harming people? Do you consider yourself an abusive person?
No.
No. You know, honest, tell the truth type guy. Okay.
I'm not abusive. If I get upset, I go for a walk. And, you know, more of I might hurt myself because the anxiety, the depression and all.
Have you ever thought about seriously hurting someone? I don't think you're that type of guy. Okay, all right. So I think that's a good question to ask you on the exam. That'd be a no. you've never thought of serious hurt anyone. That's good. That'll show you that you're a good guy. Have you ever thought about hurting anyone? You guys, it's not okay.
No.
Have you ever hurt anyone out of anger? You don't get angry at people, right? Okay.
I got in fights when I was in high school and all that stuff, but that was, but now, what is that going to cause? You'd hurt yourself.
Have you ever hurt someone that you love? You're not that person for people you love, right? All right. Okay. Have you ever intentionally hurt someone you love?
No.
Okay. And you come across me, you love people, you're about relationships, building people, when somebody, hey, it's got your loyalty and your trust, you don't hurt people you trust, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You've never hurt anybody in anger. I've asked him that, the answer is no, correct? And have you ever seriously hurt anyone? The answer is no. No. Have you ever harmed any living thing? You've used animals, those type of things, horses, other people?
No.
Okay. Because if you did, walk around harming, like people who do things like that, they're like mean on the people they love. They harm animals. They harm, you heard, people who do that stuff will, set cats on fire, dogs on fire, and abuse their animals and stuff, and just kill for no reason, right? You're not like that, right?
No.
Okay.
There's a bear that's been coming around our place that's scary. That I got to get a bear tag. You ever shoot deer?
Yeah, I've done archery. I like to bird hunt.
Yeah.
You got birds on your property?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of birds.
Like turkeys and pheasants?
I see pheasants and stuff, but there's turkeys that are farther down the road and stuff. But there's a bear that's between 5 to 6 foot long and maybe 200 plus. Thing's huge. It's been taking our feed for our cows, 50-pound bags, and walking off with it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So we're at the point where we need to take a small break. I need to use the restroom. Can I get you a bottle of water? Do you need to use the restroom?
Yeah, I'll go pee.
Okay, just walk you out. I'll go with you. I'm going to go take a pee too. So let's go. Mark it down. I'll go with you. What time do you have on your? Oh, I have it here.
I have my phone turned off.
5:15. Sweet. Pete. Let's go out here. I'll walk with you. Let me grab a bottle of water. We'll go up to the left here.
Okay, yeah. Let's do it.
We'll go with you. have a seat. I'll be right back. Okay, give me about a minute. I don't even want to see the internet because I don't want to read the negative presidential stuff. It doesn't make me, right? I'm like, don't ever want to look at my cell phone again, right? All right. Where is that? So let's talk a little bit about why we use polygraph. Most people have been taught right from wrong.
Yeah.
Who has taught you right from wrong in your world?
My father.
Your father. And so when you
my mother and all
your
that
mother,
stuff, yeah.
So what happened back in the day when you lied to your mom?
Beat my ass.
Beat your ass, right? So,
yeah.
You know what? And then so when your kids needed discipline and they lied to you, what would you do to them, right?
Beat their ass.
Right? It's one of those deals where, hey, it's normal to be punished for lying, right? Would you agree with that? Right? That's how you raised her, raised right. Your actions have consequences. That's how we learn, right? So you understand that. Good. All right. Have you thought, blah, 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 when you lie, would you say it's easier on your body or hard on your body?
I just feel sad, or I just feel more, that why would I need to lie?
Yeah, exactly, right? So when you lie, when a person lies, would you say that your blood pressure goes up or goes down? Yeah, it goes up, right?
I don't know.
Okay. So when you lie, would you say you sweat more or you sweat less? You sweat more, right? I mean, notice I'm like, hey, especially if you're trying to hide something, right? It causes reactions in your body that polygraph measures. So, and that's what it measures. The stuff that polygraph measures, you can't control it, right? Like your heart rate, these things, it all gets captured on the polygraph exam.
Okay.
So when someone tells a lie on the exam, Billy, it's not easy for your body. It takes effort to lie. It takes energy. It causes cognitive activity. It's easier physiologically to tell the truth than it is to lie. When someone lies on the polygraph examination, their bodies will involuntarily react. They can't control it. Polygraphs do not know the difference between a big lie and a little lie. That's why it's important to be 100% truthful with me, okay?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
No, and then I do have one question.
Okay, sure.
With me, you giving this interview and all that stuff, am I showing any kind of...
Yeah.
So I'm just asking you, straight up.
If I had a reason to think you were lying to me right now, I would tell you, right?
Okay.
Right.
And I appreciate that.
I wouldn't believe. Thing is, I've gotten to know you over the last hour and some change. But I didn't know you walking in the door, so you don't know who you're dealing with, right? I don't know much about your body. And I know that, you're a family man, you take care of your kids. You've been gainfully employed for a really long time in a job.
Since I was 16 years old, so yeah.
In a job that requires you to be trustworthy, honest, reliable,
And if you screw up, you own up.
Right? And then so he comes down here, right? You respect that. You come down here and talk to him. Those aren't the actions somebody who's guilty, right? So,
in my opinion, somebody that's going to hide or avoid that person also.
Right.
That's my opinion.
But that would be like a red flag, right? Like you just went and ghost and you just didn't cooperate, right?
Yeah.
So. Right.
But with me moving overseas, then, that's my
Yeah,
thought.
but you were working, man. I know that now, right? If you let people fill in the blanks, you're going to fill in the blanks with things that are not good for you, right? They're going to assume, right? When that's why it's important. Like you said, you know what? You've had some run-ins with in the law, but you know what? In the end, you've always been proven to be not the person they said you were, right?
Yeah.
Right, and that's important, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't ever want to railroad somebody, right? Because that's not right. I would never do that to my worst enemy. I don't have enemies, right? We're just people, right? We're all just trying to move forward. I'm trying to feed my family. I'm trying to protect those that depend on me, right? I'm not letting them down. I want to help a man up where I can, and if I fall and I stumble, I appreciate somebody being honest with me and helping me out. So, all right, I think you're that type of guy too, right?
And I appreciate it, and I think that,
right. Yeah, so that's all we're trying to do. I'm no different than you. I'm not any better than you, right? No one's better than anybody, right? I tell you right now, if I got in the oil business right now, you'd run circles around me because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, right? Right? It takes everybody, it takes all kinds of people to make this world go, and I have tons of respect for you, right? So you've never given me a reason to think you're being disrespectful or non-cooperative, and so, that's what I want to continue, that's kind of where I'm at, that's how I feel. And I'm telling the truth, right? Okay. So we're going to do the practice test. So, see if you're able to take an exam. So, I'm going to show you this. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to show you that. That's my license right there. Do you have to have a license to be in the oil rig?
No.
Operator? No.
No, you have certificates and certain, schooling that you got to have behind you and all that stuff.
Gotcha. So that's my polygraph examiner's license. You don't require to. Do you run machinery or just supervise people?
Really, I'm kind of walking with these nationals and kind of holding their hand and explaining.
Do they speak the language?
They speak Spanish, French, Portuguese.
Wow. Is there other Americans over there?
Yeah.
Is there other Americans over there?
Yeah, there's a lot of Americans, a lot of Europeans, some from India, some from the Philippines. A big majority are from the U.S.
Okay.
And the majority of the expats are from the U.S.
So this is the practice test. We want to make sure you can even take this, right? And so in preparation for the acquaintance exam, I have a series of numbers on this piece of paper. Notice there's a number missing. Can you tell me which number is missing? 4. Can you write a big 4 there? Big, yeah, there we go. So I want you to go ahead and write a big number 4. You did that. During the acquaintance exam, I'm going to ask you this. So regarding the number that you wrote, was it the number 1? Was it the number 2? Was it the number 3?
Number 4.
Was it the number 4? Was it the number 5? Was it the number 6? Was it the number 7? All right, I want you to answer no to each question, including the number 4. So in other words, I want you to say no each time. When you say no to number 4, what is that?
That's a yes.
Yeah, but I'm asking you to say no, right? That means I'm giving you permission to lie, right? So when you say no on the number 4, it's a lie, correct? Would you agree?
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Oh, we're going to work through it.
Okay.
All right.
Can you go through that again? Because I just got totally...
That's good, right?
I don't understand. You're saying you want me to lie.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you, regarding the number that you wrote, was it the number 1? You're going to say no. I'm going to ask you, was it the number 2? You're going to say no.
No.
Was it the number 3? You're going to say no.
No.
I'm going to ask you, was it the number 4? You're going to say
no.
Was it the
but
number
it
5?
is number 4.
It is, but you're telling a lie, right? And I know you're telling a lie.
Okay.
All right, that lets me know that my instrument is functioning correctly. It lets me know that you can follow instructions. It lets me know that you understand me, that I understand you. and that you're suitable, right? You can follow me, right? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand that you want me to follow you, but okay, I got it. So you want me to lie to you?
Yes, because I got to know what your body looks like when it lies and when it tells the truth, right?
Okay.
And that the instrument measures that. So let's practice. Regarding the number that you wrote, was it the number 1?
No.
Was it the number 2?
No.
Was it the number 3?
No.
Was it the number 4?
No.
Was it the number 5?
No.
Was it the number 6?
No.
Was it the number 7?
No.
Perfect. That's exactly what I want you to do. You're good at following instructions, right?
Okay. Well, I just understand you now and all this stuff because I was like, I wrote 4. You know, so.
Right, and that's why, hey, if something's unclear, we ask each other, right? And there's a
Okay.
couple times during the interview I ask you, what do you mean by that, right? And it's like my way of trying to understand where you're coming from, right? Because we don't have the same upbringing, we have a lot of the same, walks in life, but hey, use different words for different things. I grew up in New Mexico and in Idaho, right? My dad was from, Chihuahua, Mexico, right? I'm kind of from everywhere, I'm kind of like a Heinz 57, so. All right. All right. So during this acquaintance test, it benefits both you and I, Billy. It benefits me because it gives me an opportunity to make sure that the instrument is functioning properly. It gives me a chance to make sure you're cooperating with me, that you're following instructions. It gives me a chance to make sure your body's a good candidate to take this polygraph test today. It benefits you because you get a chance to see what it's like to take a polygraph exam. You'll get settled in. You'll get used to the sound of my voice. You get used to sitting still. And finally, you get a chance to demonstrate to me that you can follow instructions.
Okay.
You have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Now at the point where there's down, so let me get the place ready for you. We're going to do the practice test.
So does that go on my hand or my feet?
Nothing's going to go on your feet.
Okay, I'm just asking,
No.
I'm seeing it down on the floor, so.
Yeah, let's get that stuff out of the way for you. So, let me move this. You're kind of a husky guy. That's what my aunt would call me or you, husky.
Husky or big bone?
Big bone.
So what do you got on your neck?
A tattoo?
Yeah.
A little bit. It goes all the way down from here, down to my arm.
Okay.
You got tattoos?
Yeah.
Yeah? You got some on your arm or
Yeah,
on your body?
all over my body.
Do you have any tattoos from the Philippines?
No, I'm too scared.
No?
I might get some kind of,
Yeah? Are tattoos accepted over there?
it's more of,
Or is it kind of a criminal thing?
Criminal thing.
Oh, I see.
And then where I'm at, there's Muslims and all that stuff.
Well, you were back in the day,
You want
right?
me
You had
to take
tattoos.
this off, or?
Can you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You remember back in the day when we were growing up, right? Because we're about the same age. Tattoos were like, if you had a tattoo,
You were cool.
right? Oh, I like your shirt. I like that orange, the beavers. Oh, you got some ink on you? Look at that. I like it. Where'd you get your work done?
Down in South Texas.
Yeah, can I take a look? There's some pretty, like this. Yeah, you got sleeves. That's awesome.
And then my back. I got one on my back if you want to see it.
Yeah, let's check it out. Oh yeah, there's a big demon. Oh,
It's John.
oh, that makes my tattoo look like a tramp stamp. They say, because mine's way smaller than that. You've got some major ink on there. It looks good though. I like it. Right?
Yeah.
Everything.
You show me yours. I showed you
I
mine.
got a little bit of this. Goes all the way down here, right?
A half sleeve.
Right. Yeah, half sleeve, right? You know,
So being an officer and all that stuff, you don't want to be showing a lot, right?
well, there's policy. You can't have stuff on your face and stuff, right? And times have changed a little bit. You know, everybody has something that on their body that means something to them, right? So,
Yeah.
that's my opinion. I don't judge a book by its cover, right? I mean, as long as the man treats me and the woman treats me right, I'm gonna treat them right. Doesn't matter if you're a Hell's Angel or whoever, right?
Yeah.
We're all people. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go here. So I'm gonna go around you. That's a nice looking shirt, though. I like that. Is it a Under Armour?
I don't know. I got it out of my brother's closet.
Oh, you guys were the same size?
No, he's like 3 times my size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who can win a fight?
He's gonna just lay on me.
He's gonna lay on you.
you would have issues with, this wouldn't fit on him.
Really? How much does he weigh?
He's over 300 something pounds. He's
Wow.
huge.
Yeah. You got a good relationship with your brother?
Yeah.
You raise your arms a little bit. Sounds like you and your family are pretty tight. You love your mom. It kind of like that about you taking care of your mother. Reminded me of me, right?
Yeah.
You only got one. You got to take care of her, right? She brought you into this world. Least you could do is help her out.
Yeah.
There's guys out there that don't do that shit, right?
No.
I wish everybody had your work ethic.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go. What's the worst thing you ever see happen when you're working out in Africa? Did anybody get killed out there, like working out in the oil fields, or?
In Texas, we had some facilities where people got hurt and all that stuff, but in Africa, no, man, we're so,
You go like this.
we're so, safety first.
Yeah.
We might do a couple hours of paperwork before we even do the job, and the job might take 10 minutes. And we do 3 to 4 hours worth of paperwork and stuff.
Yeah. How much money do you think you have invested in the Marines there?
Maybe 6.
That's good work too. It's not, we're gonna go like this. Can I touch you?
Yeah, you can touch
Okay.
me.
All right. Go like this. We're gonna.
As per the judge, you know.
What's that?
That judge who I told you the unwanted touch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you can touch me.
All right, can you lift your arm a little bit? We're gonna get that a little closer so you don't have to. Perfect. Like that. Some people are particular. I don't want to touch people if they're not expecting it, right? So, there's that. And we're gonna put these on your. So what was the most, I know for me when I had my tattoos, the most sensitive is like right here or right across your collarbone.
My chest, my lower, the middle of my back and stuff.
Yeah, some painful stuff. But, you know, if something's painful, it's worth it, right? You have to work for it.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to go lift your arm up just a smidge there. Okay, we're going to go like this. We're going to put that. Do you smoke?
Nope.
No?
It's a waste of money.
You know how much, I think they're raising the cigarette tax for, what is it, like $2 a pack? Doesn't bother me because I don't smoke, so. Okay, you can press that here, like so. Then there's that little box we talked about, measures your blood volume. Can you buy ground in Africa? Like go there to live? Not that you would want to, right?
No.
You ever heard of diamond mines out there?
We're on an island, so.
Oh, okay.
And whatever, it's a dictator, so anything they find, it's the president's.
Do you see any lions or?
We're on an island, so you see massive snakes, and it's not like
how big are snakes?
Like massive, maybe like 12, 13.
Pythons?
Yeah.
How about any stuff that's going to kill you?
There's
like poisonous snakes. Can I move this?
Yeah. There is some certain kind of snakes that if it gets you, then you're dead.
Yeah, like spiders too, right?
I don't know about spiders and all this stuff. I know there's certain snakes that those guys like freak out and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you had like, what is it? Even Australia, there's some shit that'll kill you, deader than hell, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
And then like in the Philippines and all that stuff, they got all this exotic food, different stuff. The food over in there's better and stuff. So are you ready or?
Go ahead, keep talking. Right.
So the Philippines food and all that stuff. If you ever eat balut.
Oh, that's the rotten egg thing, right?
That's the egg that is about between 12 to 18 days incubated, and then they'll sit there and they'll boil it, and then they'll put vinegar and salt and all that stuff. And they say that that's like Viagra.
Really? You ever had it before?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it like Viagra?
No.
No?
But you have like these.
What's it taste like? Is it like an oyster?
It's like an egg with a little chicken and they're all crunchy.
You chew it? You eat the shell too?
No, you peel it and all that stuff, and then you eat it and you put vinegar and salt on it.
Oh, I like
And
vinegar stuff.
lumpia is, I think, what the lady that brought you stuff. Like
Yeah,
egg rolls
like
and all
angel
that.
hair, like the egg rolls and the angel hair pear pasta type stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Real sweet people, like like Manny Pacquiao. He's Filipino. They're just real.
Everybody has a smile on their face. So.
I've never met anybody from the Philippines that I didn't like.
No.
Right. And so, I mean, when you met your wife, I mean, they know how to treat their men. I've been told. Meaning, like, they appreciate a man who works, takes care of it, they do your clothes. My friends who were in the military, right, they were like, hey, they're no joke. The Philippines, they're just beautiful people, and they're all about family, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you and your mom, and your brother, right? Are about family, taking care of each other, and those type of things. So we're going to go over the instructions on that. I just want you to listen for right now. I'm not testing you right now. Okay, so these are test behavior and instructions, Billy. There are a few do's and don'ts during the acquaintance test. Do not talk during the asking of the questions, except to answer each question simply what they know. If anything comes to mind during the test, it should be mentioned right after the question sequence is asked, not during the test itself. You must sit straight, feet flat on the floor, head nice forward, don't move around. Also during the test, don't sniff, don't sigh, don't cough, don't clear your throat. If you have to do any of those things, do them now before we get started. Once you're ready to go, let me know when we get started. Are you ready? All right. There's a number that you wrote. I want you to look straight ahead, right? You can remember the number that you wrote. All right, we're going to begin. I want you, from this point forward, do not move.
What's happening?
I'll let you know here in just a bit, okay?
Okay.
we're going to stop. So I'm just making some adjustments. It's normal. Just fine tune it. You know, it fits everybody differently. I have to make the right adjustments on the equipment to make sure we get the clearest amount of data. So we're going to do this test over again. We're just fine tuning it. It's normal. You're not doing anything wrong. I'm not seeing anything that's out of the ordinary. Okay, so
I just think, okay.
You're doing exactly how I instructed you to do things. So it's not nothing to do with you, right?
Okay, all right.
Right, and that's normal because you know what? We get people who are on the husky side, on the skinny side, all kinds of folks, and everybody's different. You kind of have to, you know, like a seat belt fits everybody different, right?
So how long have you been doing this?
I've been a police officer. I've been doing this job for about 4 and some change, right? But I've been a police officer for about 20 years. So I've talked to a lot of people. I've worked corrections. Done a lot of different things in my life. So we'll go over the instructions again. There are a few do's and don'ts during the acquaintance test. Do not talk during the asking of the questions except to answer each question simply with a no. If anything comes to your mind during the test, it should be mentioned right after the question sequence is asked, not during the test itself. You must sit straight, feet flat on the floor, hand nice forward, don't move around. Also during the test, don't sniff, don't sigh, don't cough, don't clear your throat. If you have to do any of those things, do them now before we get started. Once you're ready to go, let me know when we get started. Are you ready?
Meaning cleaning your throat is like coughing?
No, you clear your throat. If you have to do any of that, you can just do it right now. I get dry, so
I'm just like swallowing my throat, you know, swallowing.
Yep. So if you have to do that, do it right now, because when I tell you, hey.
Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Are you ready? All right. From this point forward, do not move. Remember that you moved to number 4. From this point forward, do not move. This test is about to begin. Please do not move. Answer no to each question, including the number 4. Regarding the number you wrote, is it the number what?
No.
Is it the number 2?
No.
Is it the number 3?
No.
Is it the number 4?
No.
Is it the number 5? Number 7.
Nope.
This portion of the test is almost over. Please do not move yet.
I'm sorry.
This portion of the test is almost over. Please do not move yet. Relax. Okay, we're going to do the same test again, right? But instead of answering out loud, I'm going to have you answer non-verbally. Yes is like this. No is like that. Okay? In this case, I want you to answer no non-verbally, okay? All right, so regarding the number you wrote, was the number 1, you're going to go, what's the number 2? And like
You
that.
just want me to nod my head?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is no, right? You're going to answer no on each, right? So when I ask you, hey, this is practice. Regarding the number you wrote, was it the number 1? You're going to go, what's the number 2? What's the number 3? What's the number 4? What's the number 5?
I got it.
All right. Are you completely clear on it?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to go through the test, the whole test, the whole?
Yeah, I got it. Just shake my head.
Yes. Just subtly. So let's practice. Regarding the number that you wrote, was it the number 1? What's the number 2? What's the number 3?
Slow.
More subtle.
Okay.
Yeah. Was it number 4? Was it number 5? Number 6? Number 7? Perfect. That's exactly what I want you to do, right? So we'll go over behavior instructions once again. There are a few do's and don'ts during the acquaintance test. Do not talk during asking the questions, except to answer each question non-verbally with a no. You hear with a no, looks like this. I just demonstrated. I don't want you to answer verbally. If anything comes to your mind during the test, it should be mentioned right after the question sequence is asked, but not during the test itself. You must sit straight, feet flat on the floor, head nice forward, don't move around. Also during the test, don't sniff, don't sigh, don't cough, don't clear your throat. If you have to do any of those things, do them now before we get started. Once you're ready to go, let me know when we get started. Are you ready? From this point forward, do not move. This test is about to begin. Please do not move. Nod your head no to each question, including the number 4. Regarding the number you wrote, is it the number 1? too.